Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star Mary Cosby is running a cult, right? Allegedly. And this is something that we've all allegedly perhaps maybe known for several years now, right? These allegations are not new. It's just that they're finally being put together in one dedicated documentary discussing her church, her weird marriage to her step-grandfather, and all that stuff. Okay, so let's get into what this documentary, where it's going to be airing, why it's coming out, all that sort of thing, right? So it's TLC that decided to release this documentary. It's a 3-part series called The Cult of the Real Housewife. And it is going to examine claims that Mary and her husband, grandpa's church operates as a full-blown cult. And so the documentary is going to be exploring her marriage to him as well. And it's also going to feature former church members speaking out for the first time ever. And they're going to be sharing stories of what they describe as misconduct, control tactics, and loyalty enforcement as well. It's also going to feature a cult expert who is going to analyze how... Oh, Lord have mercy. Sorry, you guys, it scared the crap out of me. My neighbors, they run a fucking Airbnb. So there's always like groups of like people coming in, and someone just dropped their suitcase outside of the door. Anyway, so they're going to have a cult expert to analyze how members may have been kept in line at this church and why there has been no accountability enforced up until now, aka why it is that they've been able to get away with this for so long. And so we're also going to be hearing some exclusive recordings as well for the first time ever of Mary and Robert's sermons and rare archival footage from the church's early days as well. And so overall, the documentary is going to be asking a major question, which is how have Mary and Robert managed to avoid consequences for so long? So you guys, like I said, this has been out for a really long time. These allegations against Mary, it's been at least 3 years. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if my memory serves me correctly, it's been at least 3 years. We've also already heard footage of Mary saying she doesn't like broke people. Her people have to keep on donating to her, donating. And when they tell her they don't have any more to keep donating and feeding themselves, she'll insult them, she'll degrade them and whatnot. So again, how is it that they've been able to get away with it for this long? And what happens now? Okay, so they dropped the documentary, but then what happens after the documentary as well, right? So I'm really curious about that. Like I said, you guys have had a lot of comments that came in earlier about this documentary. So I want to get to some of those comments before getting to you guys' new comments about the documentary as well. Okay, so let's see. Ali says the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City was built around Mary. You know what? I think they knew they struck gold when they saw that a woman was married to her step-grandfather and ran a church that worshipped herself as if she were, the god or whatever of it. So I definitely can believe that as well. And so she also says Mary was demoted due to her not going to one reunion, allegedly based upon people going to her church and harassing from other ladies on the Housewives. So you see, she has faced consequences, but because she is so entertaining and she does so much for the ratings of Housewives of Salt Lake City, they couldn't stick by this punishment that they had given her, right? Because they've already done this with other housewives that were really, what is the word for somebody that is like, people polarizing. They've done this with other housewives that are incredibly polarizing. And every time they do it, right, they fire because people are saying, oh, I'm going to boycott, blah, blah, blah. What happens? The show turns to crap because then nobody is going to fill in that big, bold place anymore. Everybody is too damn scared. But Mary doesn't give an F. She's going to fill that place. And so I think she's still, unfortunately, very much necessary on Salt Lake City. Men says Mary is perfect for reality TV because she's bat-ish crazy. But when you hear how she gets money from her parishioners, you can see the cult behavior, not to mention her need for expensive clothing, and expensive indeed. And do not forget, this woman has not even just houses, mansions all over the United States of America, mansions that she doesn't even step foot in, right? She's got a very, very expensive lifestyle. But this is the thing. Why are people still going and giving money to rich pastors? If your pastor is rich, you should be asking questions. I saw this thing, it was going viral. It was of this pastor who's demanding from his parishioners to donate like $2,000 a piece. In today's economy, even in like a better economy, like a 2016, 18, whatever, asking a single person or a family to donate $2,000 is absolute insanity, right? Especially when you are already rich. Why are you rich as a pastor? Like, it just does not make any sense. I don't know how people are still so gullible. It makes me like sad, bewildered, and intrigued. I really would love to see a documentary on the psychology behind people giving away their hard-earned money to these scammers. It's insane. It truly, truly is absolutely insane. I just don't get it. You know what I mean? And then there was this one lady, a parishioner, who went, she donated what, 1,500 or something. And the preacher was like, that's it. I said 2,000. How dare you? You know, and she didn't take her money back. And then on top of that, here comes Tyler Perry to give him even more money. Not even to the lady who, you know, was so overly generous. The whole thing was insane. Good morning, East Awesome. How are you? We've missed you, boo. What are you up to? Jamie says, as much as I'm not a Trump person, but I don't think he will let Diddy out. I really don't. Well, amen. I hope you're right. From your lips to God's ears, please, please, please do not let the demon diddler out at all. He does not deserve to see the light of day. He really doesn't. Two Snap says, I believe every word about Mary, right? Like, listen. It's just so obvious. Like, there's already been so much proof released, audio of her own voice insulting these people, degrading these people and whatnot. Like, it is what it is, right? I will be watching it. What about you guys? Are you going to be tuning in to the documentary? Or sorry, it's not a documentary, is it? Yeah, I think it is. I think it's a documentary. By the way, Up and Adam is going to be on it too, which is cool. Theo says, I'm very surprised the documentary about Mary is coming out. I feel like this should have happened years ago when the claims were most publicized. Exactly. You remember these claims too. And what were they releasing around that time? They were already releasing Housewife documentaries. That was the era where they were releasing the Erica Jane documentaries and her husband, Thomas Girardi. They were releasing the thing about Randall, who was engaged to Lala from Vanderpump Rules. By the way, you guys, I'll give you a quick update on where I'm at in my Vanderpump Rules rewatch. I just finished season 9. I'm on part 2 of the reunion. Sheena's fiance, Brock, the ultimate grifter, the way he tried to get Randall to pay for his engagement to Sheena, right? His proposal. Then he tried to get Tom Sandoval to pay for it. Then he tried to hijack James and Raquel's engagement party to marry Sheena there. Like, how did she not get the ick from that guy? Like, he is such a grifter. Ew. East says, TLC is the ghetto of TV. Right? Aren't all churches cults? Well, I'm asking that as a cradle Catholic that had to memorize prayers and hymns. Listen, it's a good question. And I love TMZ. I love my ghetto. Leave me alone. I love my TLC. Steph says, Mary has come a long way from season 1 and those previous wigs. She looks way better. Listen, when she looks good, I kind of have a Beyonce look to her. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know if it's the eyes, the nose, or what, but I think she has like an air of Beyonce to her sometimes. Listen, I'm not saying they're on the same level, but you know, when she looks good, she looks really, really good. Don't come for her farts though. She's such a strange person. Like, I don't know how I'd feel about her in real life. She's probably the type of person I'd avoid in real life because she'd be kind of like too strange. This shows that people are sheep, unfortunately. It really does, you know? Like, I will say though that it's nice to see that like people are falling less and less to these things, you know? Like, millennial generation is a lot less croyant than the previous generation, and then the Gen Zs are even less likely to be into these like cults or, you know, whatnot. So it gets, you know, harder and harder by the generation to get people to commit to these things. Thank God. Gwen's got a new photo, y'all. Gather around. I just zoomed in, Gwen. Let me see where y'all at. Is this another photo of your dad? Is this a tailgate that you guys were doing? Please forgive me. I do not know what team this is. What team is this? I know it's football, but I don't know much more than that. I hope the hospital sent you home with a lung exerciser. Oh, well, great tip over here. Hang on. But she's giving some tip. We have a co-reporter who's been going through an awful lot. She just got out of the hospital with some lung issues. And so Gwen is giving her some great tips. I got a collection of them and they're handy to have. Thanks for the tip. Mary Duda says, has crimes been committed though? Having a cult is not necessarily illegal. Is it not illegal? I'm actually quite surprised about that. I feel like having a cult should be illegal, right? Especially because a lot of times in these cults, they get into, and by the way, the co-reporter that Gwen was talking to, I think it was Carly, are cults not illegal? I really thought they were. Because they usually have these people doing really weird things. Winnie the Cat says it's interesting from a psych standpoint of just how easily people are manipulated. You know what it is? It is, and it just makes me sad because I feel like a lot of these people, they just really need like hope. They're probably going through some really rough times and they just need that hope. And that's what these churches, all these other places of worship and whatnot represent for them. And the people who are grifters in these communities, they know that and they take full advantage, of such vulnerable people. And it's so sad. And I unfortunately do agree with you, Two Snaps, that Bravo definitely is the problem in this at the end of the day. And Mary is also right? Which is that they always win at the end of the day too. All these lawsuits, there have been so many lawsuits against Bravo, against Andy, but nobody has been able to actually take them down. Winnie the Cat says she stuffed her pockets with the righteous. She really does. Look at her. She's got multiple mansions. Guys, ask yourselves before you give money, is whoever this person is, pastor, whatever you call these people, are they rich? Because if they're rich, I am not giving a damn thing. Absolutely freaking not. No. Good morning, Shelby. Nice to see you, boo. Happy Thursday. Two Steps is old. Just listen, and it makes me so damn sad. I think that there was a time where these places of worship really, really did were created with the goal of helping the community and whatnot. But unfortunately, again, a lot of grifters have really, really, truly taken advantage and ruined the name of all of these places. Kahara says, I'm sure Mary's church isn't different from many churches around the country. Exactly. Unfortunately. And yes, Shelby, we just did the Diddy story. I'm trying to remember where we did it. I didn't do the timestamp, but yeah, it was just before this story. East says, Mary's takedown is getting old. As a Black person, I'm giving every Black person the benefit of the doubt through year end. Listen, you only have a 1 month and a half, boo. Imagine what Mary has gone through growing up as a Black girl in Utah. I definitely do think she's gone through a lot being a Black girl in Utah, but those audios, the way she treats those people and demands all that money and whatnot, I don't know if that makes up for it. Fluffy says, with the newest information on the Epstein files, it would be damning if Trump pardoned him right now. Ooh, good point. Oh, that stuff about him spending hours with these little underage victims, allegedly, scary stuff. Hey, Deshauna, my mom always jokes that I'm related to them, LOL. My dad's last name is Cosby, and I don't know a bunch of them, and there's a lot. Really, that's absolutely crazy. Can you imagine? Do you do that stuff, those like genealogy tests and whatnot? Imagine finding out you're related to Mary Cosby and her grandpa husband. Gwen says, my dad's friends hosted a Packers, that's who it is, tailgate on Sunday. The picture on the table is my dad when he was little. That is so sweet. What good friends, lifelong good friends. Absolutely beautiful. I love that they did that to honor him. Shelby says, I think the younger generation is more selfish with their time and money, making it harder to suck them into cults. And thank God. No offense to the older generations, but y'all are so easy. It is so easy to play, you guys. It really, really is. Netflix has released so many documentaries exposing you guys in various cults, right? Whether it's yoga cults, Christian cults, Mormon cults, whatever, like it's so easy to suck y'all into some damn cults. One thing y'all live for is a cult, but the younger generation is just not playing that. Thank God. Anyway, listen, you guys, I do have to drink some water. So give me a second while I have my water. We got a word from some of our sponsors. And on the flip side, by the way, one of my sponsors is Philo. You can sign up for a 30-day free trial, right? And this documentary about Mary Cosby, you can stream it on Philo because they will allow you to have HBO Max, which it'll play on, and TLC, which it'll play on. But like I said, you get a 30-day free trial. This documentary comes out in January. So wait until December to activate your free trial, just an FYI, but that is one of the sponsors of this channel. So we're going to be watching it and discussing it together on this channel when it comes out, by the way. Okay, so here's a word from some of our sponsors. On the flip side, we're going to finish off with our final story of the day, which is Northwest getting all of these dermal piercings or whatever. Here
The
goes.
Morning Report is brought to you by Philo. Watch your favorite shows and movies from over 70 different channels, including MTV, TLC, WeTV, and more for only $28 a month. Get a free trial today by clicking the link in the description box of this video to get your free trial up and running.
Tired of learning languages in boring, frustrating ways? Try TalkPal. TalkPal is your personal AI language tutor. It teaches you languages in fun, engaging ways. It gives you real-time feedback, assesses your pronunciation, and the learning process is personalized just for you. Join millions of other learners and start your language learning journey today.